A global rout is underway in financial markets. Now, concerns that the new COVID-19 variant found in South Africa may hurt the economic recovery, sending investors scurrying for the exit. Wall Street's certain to open sharply lower, and Europe has slumped, and benchmarks across Asia all closed in the red. The MSCI index of Asian shares outside Japan fell 2.2%, its sharpest drop in 3 months. Now, in Japan itself, the Nikkei declined by 2.5%, hitting its lowest in a month. The airline and railway counters came under pressure amid worries of new border closures. The Kospi fell 1.5%, closing at its lowest in 2 weeks. Investors there also spooked by a near record daily infections locally. And Hong Kong's Hang Seng gave up 2.7%, hitting its lowest in 7 weeks. Investors there also wary of further crackdowns on China's tech sector, with new rules proposed to increase oversight over internet advertising. And meanwhile, the Shanghai Composite down by some 0.5%. And in Southeast Asia, the STI down by 1.7%, Jakarta comp by 2%. And one analyst says investors are getting out because they do not want to get caught out like they were before.
Well, I think we need to look back to the context of the Delta variant wave. And there was a lot of complacency amongst governments around the world, and that variant got out into the global scene, and we all know how that all ended. Now, this time around, this is a highly mutated strain of the virus. We really don't know too much more about it than that yet, but I think that investors themselves are shooting first and asking questions later. They're not going to get caught out again, the same as they were in the Delta wave.
Well, European markets are also off to a rough start and look set for their worst session in more than a year. The FTSE and DAX both down by 2.8%, but it's the CAC that's leading the way south, falling more than 3% this session. The shares of playmaker Airbus under pressure. U.S. markets will open later tonight for a short session the day after Thanksgiving, but already the stock futures are not looking pretty. Dow Jones futures shedding close to 800 points, or about 2.2%. And Jeff Howie, market analyst from SGX, tells us there's a lot more on the COVID front that could impact the markets.
And so we've still got a long way to go with COVID-19. If you look into 2022, for a long while this year, we've seemed to have this resistance in the world where we can't get to below 350,000 cases a day. And we reached that low in February, we reached it in June, we reached it in October as well. So there's still obviously a lot to go to look toward in terms of COVID developments that can impact the market.